Hodgson, thank you so much for all that you do, for pulling together all the energy you pour into pulling together a most wonderful conference, MissionFest here in Toronto.
Thanks.
Good to have you on again.
I am so excited to be back.
Yeah, well, tell you what, people have just been seeing it on the screen there. I've got a poster here. I want to get the date out right away so you know it right from the top, and then we want to hear a little bit about your story, okay, Jude?
Okay.
Here it is, MissionFest Toronto, and the date is April 16th through the 18th. Mark that on your calendar, April 16 to 18. And this year it's at the International Centre. That's on Airport Road, just right across from the airport, isn't it, Jude? Some great speakers coming. Tell us just a little bit about some of the speakers there, Jude.
Well, Tony Campolo is speaking at MissionFest Toronto, and he's also speaking at MissionFest Vancouver, which is actually this coming weekend.
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of neat because we're kicking off MissionFest right across the country. We're doing a banquet, a dinner. Do you remember you were there last year?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing a launch banquet on Friday night here in Toronto, and there are tickets still available for people to come. Just go to the website and you can pick up a ticket to come.
And that's just missionfest.org.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, the banquet's going to be great because one of our keynote speakers, his name is Benjamin Davidson. Benjamin is a local fellow who works with SIM, and he is the most amazing man. He's from Sri Lanka.
And SIM stands for?
Serving in Missions.
Okay.
And Benji is the best speaker. I heard him at Christmas time and I was so inspired. And so I'm encouraging people to come to the banquet as well as to come to the closing plenary session at MissionFest in April, because he's going to put a call out for people to know Jesus. Kathy, you said when people lift up the name of Jesus, well, that's what we do at all of the Mission Fests right across Canada.
And there's a number of them across Canada and in the States as well. And I understand on your website, missionfest.org, you list all the Mission Fest. Some of them have different names, different titles, but their focus is on missions and giving people opportunity to be exposed to it, opportunity to get involved in it as well. And the first one here in Canada is kicking off this weekend in Vancouver.
There's the magazine.
All right,
Take a look at that.
MissionFest 2009, If My People Pray. So that's the one kicking off this weekend in Vancouver. So get out to it if you have a chance. I've been to that one a couple times as well. They do a great job there. That is
the largest Missions Fest. It's been going for about 26 years now, I think, 26 or 27. It's kind of like the key one that started the whole movement across Canada and the United States. Okay. So it's great. They get about 30,000 people coming and phenomenal speakers. And it's really inspirational. I've been out there
Jude,
too.
who are the type of people that lead MissionFest? Now, you've been leading MissionFest Toronto for how many years?
This is my 5th year.
Your 5th year leading it?
I know.
What are the type of people that end up leading this type? Give us a little bit of your background.
Well, my background wasn't as a mission person. I was in business. I ran a Mary Kay Cosmetics business for 21 years. I had about 600 or 700 women in my group. We were right across Canada.
Wow.
Loved my business. I loved it. I loved the women. I drove a pink Cadillac. It was great. Made lots of money and had a lot of fun. And then I was hearing the voice of God and trying desperately not to, because I was really having a lot of fun with my own kingdom. But eventually I had to pay attention. You know, obedience is much better than sacrifice. And God spoke to me clearly that it was time to stop what I was doing and take on what He was doing. So I ended my 21-year career and worked as a street missionary for a few years. Very different. No makeup.
So you went from pink Cadillacs to the streets.
Yeah, basically, and got to meet all the wonderful people who are working in downtown Toronto. We have some of the best agencies in the world that work in the inner city of Toronto.
Yes.
And I got to know a lot of those people. Worked in a place called Tent City, where I'd visit people on a Sunday morning and take them a coffee, kind of stir them to come to church with me, take some food, some candles, some, you know, and a lot of people came to Jesus. I learned about leading people to Jesus in a one-on-one situation, whether they were drunk or sober. God seemed to have His way, and it was great. I became extremely inspired for the gospel and getting it out. And it was through a prayer event, actually, at City Hall, Toronto. There's a prayer event that happens there for pastors and leaders every other month. It has been going for years and years. And it was through that event that I met the woman who ran MissionFest Toronto. And MissionFest Toronto, they invited me to come, and I heard Lauren Cunningham, and that was in 2002. And my life changed at that point because I really understood it wasn't just me who was learning to live on the edge. Hundreds of thousands of people who hear the call of God get that inspiration to just sacrifice or whatever you want to call it, but it's all about serving. And I just loved MissionFest at that point. And then the next year I volunteered. And then the next year I was hired for a part-time position, just 6 months, and to coordinate. That was in 2004. Never, ever thinking that that was going to be the training ground for actually taking it on.
And here you are now, director.
Yeah.
You say that one of your favorite sayings was, if it's to be, it's up to me.
That was it.
How has this moved you? You went from, like we said, pink Cadillacs to the streets, very strong, ambitious, disciplined woman that saw great success. If it was to be, it was up to you, right?
Exactly. It's hard to change, but I think, golly, I know now that it's not up to me at all. It's up to the Lord. And He proves that over and over and over again. When I stopped having a salary, just for example, I didn't have a salary. I earned my own income previously. But when I stopped having that monthly paycheck that came from Mary Kay and from the work that we did every month, when that stopped, there was nothing coming in. And I was praying one day and I said, God, how are we ever going to live? How are we ever going to live? And He just said, just watch. When we do what He's telling us to do, He seems to cover us. And it's never early. It's right on time.
You know, I've heard it said that we need to pray as though it's all up to the Lord, and we need to work hard as though it's all up to us. And that's a pretty good combination right there.
Very good balance.
Well, you know, we have another director on the phone line right now from Edmonton, Alberta, Joan Hubert. She's the Executive Director of MissionFest Alberta. Hello, Joan.
Hello.
Nice to have you on 100 Huntley Street.
Great to be with you today.
And I'm sitting here with one of your friends, of course.
Very much my friend.
Jude. Yeah, Jude. Joan, talk to us a little bit about MissionFest Alberta. What are the dates for it?
February 20th to 22nd in Edmonton at the Shaw Conference Center. Our theme this year is While There's Still Time. Our speakers this year are Bruce Olson, Timothy Mark, Kendall, Karen and Jerry Lynn Bayer, and Larry Walker, and our children's ministry is with Marilee Dawn this year.
Oh, great. Now, Joan, tell us what people can expect when they attend MissionFest Alberta. I have your magazine right here. It's absolutely beautiful and inspiring, but what can people expect when they come out?
MissionFest in Edmonton is a family conference. There's things for the whole family to attend, everything from ages 2 right through to the senior citizens. We have assembly seminars. We have 4 special tracks that'll be happening. 3 on the Friday, 1 for church leadership, 1 connections for women, and as well Life Achievers, which is geared for those about to retire or semi-retired, and how they can use their career skills in the harvest. On Saturday, we have an additional track called Marketplace Connection, and that is geared for professionals and for those that are Christian businessmen and women on how they can use their skills to help others in the field.
All right, Joan, so that's just 3 or 4 weeks away, so we encourage everyone in Alberta or neighboring provinces to plan on heading on out there. And, of course, there's more information you can search on the website. I'm sure you have a website there as well, do you, Joan?
Yes, we do, mfest.ab.ca, and it has all the activities for children, youth, and everything that's going on.
I know, Jude, as well, on your website, you have a link to everyone's websites as well, but the one for Alberta is just mfest.ab for Alberta.ca for Canada. Well, bless you, Joan. Thank you so much for being willing to connect in here to 100 Huntley Street. We encourage everyone to get out there, attend one somewhere across Canada.